Hello there, this is Samsai again and welcome back to Duskers. It's been a while since I last played. I haven't really been able to play much in the past couple of weeks, but that won't stop me, because now I have some free time and I figured I would finally actually start doing some video stuff again. So let's continue from where we left off with Duskers. I believe we had a we in the last session I believe commandeered another vessel. So now we have our fantastic yes we do, we have our Darude Sandstorm here, which I believe had some limitations. Also, this game totally doesn't do stuff with the mouse, so I'm not sure why I'm using that. We probably need to fix the remote power, because it's starting to show a slightly increased failure probability. We might need to, in fact, to do that about repair, upgrade, no. Remote power. We can also switch to reroute power if we need to, like, fault for a backup solution, but for now I would really like to fix this up, because this Darude Sandstorm has the slight problem of only being able to carry a maximum of 30 scrap, of which we already have 23, so that means it's not going to be it's going to be a little bit more tricky to you know, keep our stuff in working condition. Also, is my interface module being... Yes, it is. The interface module is getting a little bit beat up. So I'm going to fix that too. Not going to give us a whole lot of... well, that doesn't leave us with a whole lot of scrap to use. But the interface is... It's an important item, so I don't really want to lose out on it. So I guess we have, we've covered everything here, so it's time to go for our next system. Also, we can check the objectives. We have the singularity theory that we are currently exploring, and also the grey goo theory. So these are our theories, and to check these we need to go for space stations and fuel depots, or Muteki vessels, if we want to pursue these theories. So let's, I guess we could go, like, this way. Actually, we can go this way because we know that there are two things here, so we don't, like, at least we know that we won't have to backtrack from here. So let's go in this direction, and let's see if we can find more stuff over here. This has 6 objects, and this has 9 objects, and this has 7, so overall this area seems more profitable if we assume that we're going to find stuff here. Alrighty, so let's see what we have. We have a barge in stable condition with a single infestation type, which is good. This ship also has, I mean, if it's in stable condition, it has a scrap capacity of 91. If it's a good vessel, we might actually want to switch over. There's also a fuel depot. We want to check that out for the theory. Then we have a quarantine ship. Not going to be a problem for us because we can bypass. In stable condition, oh, this is actually good. Scrap capacity of 103. And it's in stable condition, so that might be cool. There's a medical ship. Isn't part of our, like, that isn't part of our any of our theories, but it might be interesting. And then we have a medical ship and a military outpost, but we don't have military clearance, so there is no way we can get into that. Wonder if they, like, we started out with a military ship. Wonder if I wonder if that would have allowed us to go there. Probably not. But let's check the barge first, because that's kind of a freebie, because we are already there. My drones are currently configured with everything we pretty much need. We may need to do a swap. This particular tow module is getting banged up, so I'd rather have an actually like working one instead of something that might break while we are doing our exploration stuff. Does Brandon need anything? I don't think so. I think Brandon is good as just a generator, so I don't think there's any need for Brandon to carry anything. Plus, if we run into drones, we can pick up the components even if we can't like tow them. So that's good. Yeah, I think we're good to go. I think everything is fine, at least as far as I can tell. We still have plenty of motion trackers. We have the stealth module, which is in operational condition. We have some sensors if we really want to use those. I usually don't, except when I am completely out of stealth and motion trackers. But yeah, let's go. Another day, another ship. No communications, so medium hull integrity, age is yada yada yada, name is Van Corey, or Van Corey. Apparently it had a crew of 7 and it was carrying commercial goods. Let's hope that translates into, yes it does, some scrap. Okay, so Brandon, you go in. We are going to get this place set up for our purposes. And yeah, I guess it's back to the good old game of checking everything with the motion sensor. Motion sensor, yes, motion sensor. Okay, and that's surprisingly benign of a start. Okay, that's fuel. And that's just information regarding... Oh, that was a lost video signal. Gather all. Yeah, the video signals sometimes go out, which is fine. There is a vent here. What was the command for looking around? Info? Yes. So it does. There is a vent here. Don't trust those. So far they haven't done anything nasty, but I have no doubt that they might. So let's keep that area closed off for now, because we have no idea what those vents might eventually do. I'm kind of screwing my words here. Let's gather that scrap and let's check these doors. Of course, that there is an airlock, so that isn't particularly threatening. Okay, well that is a little bit more threatening. Okay. Let's assume the vent is not an immediate... Well, actually... The vent might be an immediate concern. Okay, so we need to get that monster out of there without sacrificing all of that scrap. Plus there is totally a generator there, which we can actually power. Remote R2, which makes this a little bit more easy, because that way I can... New transporter receiver signal. Oh, there's a transporter there. Or rather, we can transport to and from there. Okay, but the vent is a little bit of a concern, but I think I might be able to do this. Let's open up D6. Let's close that immediately when we get the monster into that room, and then we're going to just vent the crap out of it. And hope that nothing bad happens. Okay, and we need to do A2 and then immediately close that. Okay, the fuel access is destroyed, but that's fine because we already got everything. Okay, let's not waste that tracker, and let's just go in and check this place out. Hopefully I didn't invent anything else by accident. Okay, gather all. And was that it? Was that really it? That's a small ship. But I guess that was it. Yeah, it really doesn't look like there was much. Like there are no other doors in this room. It was just a tiny barge with a lot of scrap. So ultimately it was worth it, but navigate all to R1. Let's go back home. We've basically gotten everything we can out of here. He keeps talking about the transporter. I still haven't used the transporter like ever. Exit. So we got some jump fuel out of that, and we have some scrap. The extra scrap is good. They survive 55. It's all good. I think the natural way to go here would be to go to the fuel depot. We might get some propulsion out of that. And we have a theory in progress regarding that particular one. And after that we might check the quarantined ship. That might be cool because it's quarantined. But let's go check out the fuel depot. Same crew, nothing needs to be changed, nothing needs to be repaired. The motion tracker should still be operational, so it's fine. So let's just go in. Ah, there we go. We have more stuff. So begin communication. Leyland molecular assembler maintenance and guidelines. Expected part per million something. Food replicators, medical support, engineering, and these are apparently like recommendations for the various kinds of replicators. Please ensure that you configure vessel scan to utilize the Holzhauer algorithm. Refer to section 4B. Any concerns or queries about this part per million count, about the part per million count value should be directed toward your Leyland liaison officer. Reference molecular assembler counts acquired. Holzhauer algorithm integrated. Excuse me. Grey goo theory would posit an abnormally high quantity of molecular assemblers. Scanning vessel with a large populace could confirm or deny this and is recommended. Recommended course of action: scan all rooms on a Class A or B space station. Okay, we shall pursue that, so that's not something we can do today. But we might be able to pull that off once we actually see a space station that is Class A or B. But let's see what we can... Oh, that's already stuff. Gather all. There we go. I'm still recovering a little bit from the flu that I had. Okay. That's also part of the reason why I haven't really been recording anything, because my voice has been a little bit raspy. I'll try to make it work though, and I have plenty of water for myself. To keep myself operational. Okay, let's check these rooms with the motion tracker. Okay, we got a hostile, and then we have a room which is uncertain. We might be able to lure stuff into R3. R3, well, at least that one from that other room we can easily lure into R3, and we can verify that it went there. So I think that's the best course of action right now. So just remember to close the doors. D8. There we go. And the 11 needs to be opened up. and then closed once we have that thing in R3. Okay, that's fine. Open D9. Okay, we have a vent and power. Let's remote power this. This is R5. And let's check the motion scan. Okay. I think we need to vent stuff again. Ah, shit, that broke part of the mechanism. Okay, well, that's fine. That just means we're going to have to do stuff a little slower. Let's open up that and run motion scans. Once we have stuff in R5 and moving into R3, we know that R6 is clear. Okay, there we go. We might as well close D7 so that it doesn't go back. And turn off the motion scan and vent that in. Actually, there's no reason to vent it into space. The best thing that might happen if we do that is we break the D11 door, which would suck. So how about we don't do that? Okay, and we have a missing video signal. Navigate 1 to R6. It's still attempting to reacquire. That's fine. We can check R4. Except we cannot, because R4 was a shielded room with no way to verify the whether it works or not, or whether there is something in there or not. So we're going to have to go back to navigate 1 to R5. We're going to have to do this a little slower with motion sensors, but okay, I think that's the video signal back for drone 2. I think drone 1 might still missing the video signal. Actually, this might be a job for another drone. Plus, motion sensors off. Yeah, let's send in John. Okay, now we finally get the video signal back for Tim, but that's a little too late. Open D7. We're Tim. The least you can do is not be on the way of other drones. It's polite. Okay, we are going to activate the stealth module and then open D10. Okay. It's entirely fine. There is literally nothing here. Which also means that there is literally nothing in here. Which means that this was not particularly, particularly profitable. But hey, we got some fuel, we got some scrap, and most of all, we got experiences. Navigate all to R1. And exit. Yeah, some propulsion fuel, some jump fuel, and just the tiniest amount of scrap. It's all fine. And the objectives have now changed, of course, because we now know that we can check the space stations, so we just need to find one of those Class A or Class B space stations, and then we can verify what the goo theory. Okay, we wanted to go and check out the quarantined barge, so let's do exactly that. And because we have our quarantine bypass, we can very easily make it on board. Nothing needs to be changed. We still have enough motion trackers to last this one mission at least. Okay, we have a communication here. So this was a heavy cargo transport called the Glory, or rather just Glory, hauling commercial goods. Communication. I don't care. The facts of the matter are something preferred to allow people to die whilst you tinker away in your laboratory. Rather, something actually useful, rather than doing something useful, probably. If we are indeed under threat, whether that is militant or natural, something that is discernible and immediate. We do not have time to theorize. We do have time to take action. Mobilization of units and deployment of aid will begin tomorrow. Don't try to get in our way on this. Okay, so I guess they chatted with some military types because they are talking about mobilization and units, and I don't think that's something heavy cargo transports would do, particularly if they are hauling commercial cargo. But yeah, some other people indeed acknowledging that something is kind of going wrong here. Let's see what theory it is that actually, well, rather, what was the actual cause of things going horrendously wrong. Okay, gather all. Brandon, come here, you need to be used as a generator. Okay, that gives us a better idea. And I am going to trust that nothing is going to jump at me in this room. And I'm just going to scan everything for scrap, because this is a big room. And big rooms have the possibility of, well, there's a vent. Have the possibility of something amazing. Motion. Well, that's not useful. However, we can check R5 by using R4 as our petri dish, so to speak. Let's see if anything walks out of R5, and if it doesn't, then maybe we're good. Okay, that my instincts were correct. There was something in R5. It looked too easy. I could vent, but I'm not sure if I should do that, because that's like currently R5 or R4 is our current like only access to R2 unless we want to use a transporter. But I would rather not use a transporter if I can avoid it. Let's go check out this place. And let's hope that that vent doesn't do anything nasty, because now the vent is in the same room as a monstrosity. I think at this point, okay, let's check that, but okay, we're fine for the next room at least. D6. If I see another vent, I'm going to get paranoid though, because that might mean that they can actually go somewhere. Okay. Should we use the transporter? We can also just dock. Like, we can redock, and that's fine too. I'm not sure if A2 is going to open though without. Well, it's actually going to open without power just fine. Also, we have a pry ability. Okay, here's how we're go. Is R2 might be bad though. Yeah, we don't know anything about R2. Why would I want to go there if I don't know anything about it? Okay, here's how we're going to do it. We're going to do it the safe way without sacrificing any of our drones. D8, motion tracker on, D10. Once R4 goes fine, we're going to close D10. Also, D6 probably should be closed beforehand, just so that this thing doesn't roam. Okay, that's fine. And motion tracker off, we don't want to use that unless necessary. We're going to send John. Because John is a good little droid with fantastic stealth capabilities, which we are going to put to use right now. Okay, that's the power then, but literally nothing else. That's a little underwhelming. Put up the 11 and let's, like, everyone go back to R1. We need to go. I mean, at least we got some scrap out of that, so there's that, but not a whole lot else. Overall, this system has, okay, motion sensor is deteriorating, gather is deteriorating, stealth is deteriorating. Okay, yeah, those need to be fixed soon. How much scrap did we collect? 3, so now we have 13. Which sucks quite a bit, because that means we are going to have to... Well, we can acquire some extra. We have some scrap in the form of our drones right now. If I go to my drone config, we have these things that are currently not being used for anything. We can just scrap these if we want to. In fact, I might just do that right now. Like Qbert, as cool of a name as that is, it might be time for you to go. Okay. Drones, Qbert, you're going to be converted into scrap right now, because we need to get our stuff fixed. The motion sensor, I'm quite reliant on this. So I want this to be repaired, and I want to add some motion sensors to it. The gather most definitely needs repairs. But we cannot repair it yet. We could possibly... Do I need a Sonic? Also, we totally have another gather here, so like repairing that isn't that big of a deal. Like, we have spare parts. So it's not like super important that we fix it now. And we have another, like, yeah, we can totally survive for a while without, like, even if this thing breaks down. But we might need to degrade, like, we need to downgrade this into a spare part right now, because I don't want a gather module to fail on a mission. Because if it does, then that's all the scrap that we might have been able to collect that we will not be able to. Same with the tow and generator. Like, I don't want these to be I don't want them to break down. If the motion sensor breaks down, that's fine, as long as the stealth module is in some kind of a working order. Which it isn't, but we have another spare part, so it's fine. We can check medical, but we're technically out of propulsion. We would be running on reserves, and the medical ships are not really part of any of our stuff. We don't need to care about them, and we cannot get to the military outpost even if we wanted to. So I think it might just be a case of, you know, go here, because it has 9 objects, and we might be able to get that into, like, we might be able to get something out of that, particularly if there's a space station. So I'm not going to export that, like this particular system. I'm not going to export it fully, but some of those things, they weren't all that interesting. Yeah, let's check this out. Okay, this looks a little bit better. We have a Class D space station, not quite what I wanted. And then we have a mining outpost and an industrial outpost. And a salvage ship in quarantine. And then there's a Stargate. Battlefield etiquette. Okay, that's a barge. And then we have Doga, a private class. There's a military ship here that is in stable condition with who knows how many infestation types. Yeah, I kind of want to visit the outposts.